why does DJ Maphorisa seems to be the key in the music industry right now? Do you see a future of Kabza the Small outside of DJ Maphorisa? I'm just experimenting here.
I'm not watering the plants. I'm feeding the soil.
That's why if I mess up with Nota as a record label, I can collapse my career.
Yeah. I always know there's a Zulu in the car when they want to stop at Montrose. I know that we have to stop at Montrose. I have to tell everyone, like, no, listen, he's Zulu. He won't be happy if we don't stop at Montrose. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm a very difficult person. Like, an artist that's just doing it for fame and whatever, is not going to be able to take someone like me. I'll expose everything else. That, Kelly Kumalo's on stage. Now she's on stage. Now we can hear, oh no, she's doing her thing now. Okay, cool. Maybe 3-4 songs into her set. Now we're going into the crowd to go, look, let's see if there's any baddies or something like that. You know what I mean? Crowd gone, total.
Full of confidence in the product.
It's competence, it's not confidence. I know what I'm doing. Competence.
Yes.
My kulum.
Yes.
My goodness, Ukumalo was arrested for a crime he was about to do. Let me tell you, that's exactly how record labels work. Bayakubona ukuthi yo nomfana untswembu. So bakusayina before we hit her. Bakpake. Ubona uyoungster nasestudio every week. Unini uyoungster nasestudio? Why angakhiphi? Umlindo, why is he unable to do better than that first album? Because that first album was supposed to be the last album.
The quality of music.
We need policemen to start making music.
How?
Yeah, instead of the criminals making the music. Because the songs that we hear are of the criminals trying to run away from the police. We need to hear songs of the police that catch the criminals.
Speaking about music, today, I want to ask you questions about music. My interest, it's about building this thing called music. But I want to use DJ Maphorisa as an example in this case.
As a benchmark.
Yes. That's a perfect one. I'm thinking, why does DJ Maphorisa seems to be the key in the music industry right now?
Well, I mean, a lot of the music that's come out of late has come out with a lot of his influence in it. And he had a movement that was very well funded. But our industry has always been concentrated. It's always concentrated around one dominant label, one dominant player, and then everybody else picking up the scraps. I mean, during the days of Brenda Fassie and them, that was all EMI, CCP, They dominated the market. Over 70% of the market share was with EMI CCP at a point in time. In 1996, they released the Rivonia trial tapes, So institutionally, as well, they were backed by the government, by the state. You know what I mean? Brenda Fassie was singing My Black President, all those types of things. So it had a momentum and a movement. The same people are behind, the movement that is being pushed by DJ Maphorisa today, and so it's the people that dominate market share.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. And it moves around. So a certain person will dominate market share at a certain point in time, and then at another point in time, someone else will dominate the market share. So he's the guy that's dominating the market share now.
Oh, okay. Now, if he's dominating the market now, maybe the following question is...
Who's his successor?
No. Before we get there, why does it look like every artist, especially in Guma piano genre, why does it look like every artist needs, for them to succeed, they need DJ Maphorisa? Why does it look like, I'm not saying it's a fact, but I'm saying, why does it look like they need him?
It's because, he's got a machine and the momentum. That's just it. People are attracted to seeing something that's moving. and that's got a momentum. It's like, let's say a beautiful girl walks into the airport, right? One beautiful girl, 10 out of 10. Amazing, beautiful girl. Yes, people will turn heads, you know what I mean? Cool. Let 5 moderately beautiful women walk in. That group, it becomes a movement. You know what I mean? And people are attracted to that. So he's got a movement going on, and people are attracted to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were saying something before I asked that question. I said I wanted to address this question first. Then you were saying something about.
No, I was preempting what your next question might be. I don't know.
Okay. So maybe one will say then, if I were to move into the music industry right now, because you are saying it's momentum. Because these average women are a group of 5 women versus one beautiful, pretty woman, they will attract more crowd,
more attention.
Yes, as opposed to this one. Now, tell me something. What would it take for this beautiful woman in terms of the momentum and this to reach the level of these 5 women? We're coming back to this. Because you see, I get what you're saying.
She'll need to attract more people. She'll need to build a movement. We don't believe you. You need more people. That's it. You need to build a movement for people to say, oh, you've got something going on. Otherwise, whatever you have will fizzle out. You know what I mean?
Nota, what is a movement? Please give me a definition of a movement.
A movement is like a gathering of people towards one goal.
Okay. I'm an artist. It's an example, obviously. I'm an artist. I'm looking at DJ Maphorisa, who has I'll call it a movement, right? What would it take for one person to reach the level of DJ Maphorisa? If I were to enter the space now and I want to get there and be as key as DJ Maphorisa he is currently in the music industry,
well, you have to look at what he's getting right. You know what I mean? He's got a hot music that they're producing. So, okay, you'll need to get that down. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of young artists that he's working with. So you'll need to get a group of young, talented artists. All those artists have got, successful trajectories in terms of like they've produced hits, they've won awards, they've got accolades, they've traveled toward the world. So you'll need to have people within your stable that have got, similar attributes. And then that's it. It's not really rocket science. It's like, what are they getting right? It's the same thing. People will judge you based on the same thing. They'll look at your movement and compare it to his and choose whichever movement has got the most motion.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Tell me something. Do you see a future of Kabza the Small outside of DJ Maphorisa? It's collaboration.
Well, I mean... I don't know what that entails.
Okay, let me simplify my question.
Yeah. I mean, they are separate entities already.
Yes.
Yeah. They were separate companies, separate. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff that they do individually.
I was trying to get to
maybe they share management and legal representation, but that's about it.
So, okay, in terms of the influence in this genre, can DJ Maphorisa and Kabza the Small succeed separately without the collaboration of each other?
They are one movement. You know what I mean? So if they separate, each of those movements will be a diminished movement compared to the movement that they have together. You know what I mean? And the sum of the parts is not equal to the whole. So let's say their movement was a movement of 100. When they split, they won't become 50-50. Become 20-20 or 25-25. You know what I mean? The sum of the parts does not equal the whole.
Wait. You're saying something very interesting, ne? Because what you are saying, I'm thinking about it from a perspective of a normal business. And I'm thinking, business A has 1, 2, 3 strengths. But equally, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 weaknesses. Business B, 1, 2, 3, 4 strengths. Equally, they have 1, 2, 3 weaknesses. Business A and B,
they complement one another.
They complement one another.
So there's a compound effect when they come together. Yes. The effect of them together is greater than them individually contributing.
Will you call the era of podcasting that is now taking over in South Africa, will you call it a movement? If not, why?
I guess it's a movement. That's it. It's a movement. It's like people want to make podcasting the mainstream media.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, you are wearing the Hustlers Corner T-shirt, right? If we are to succeed...
I don't iron it. Sorry, man. It's Sunday.
Okay.
And some of these things, they need a softer touch.
I was going to go there. Guys, there's an opportunity. It is. There's an opportunity. We just showed you one live on camera. There's an opportunity here. I'm not saying anything. But in this space, like Americans, so I think in South Africa, there's a lack of collaboration. I've seen it, but I don't think it is happening at a level where everybody feels the same about it. I've seen, for instance, Penuel in different podcasts. I've seen DJ Sbu in different podcasts. I've seen some point Kulegonkeu, different podcast. I've seen you multiple.
Why didn't you say you first started seeing me going to different podcasts? And
no,
then you started seeing everybody else
It's a fact.
going to different podcasts.
I can't dispute that. It's a fact.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's it. That's the movement. That's how you know who leads the movement.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't need to predict the future.
Okay.
You need to pursue it.
What's the difference?
You're in control of what you pursue.
But predicting?
Is you are putting it in the hands of fate or destiny.
Are you in control?
Well, I'm in control of what I pursue. You understand what I'm saying? So I knew that if I start going on all these podcasts, like number one, like as soon as I did the MacG podcast, that was like the second podcast I'd done, right? But the second one that I did, it was right before the pandemic. So basically in that podcast episode, I set up what's going to happen in the pandemic, what's going to happen with digital media. If you watch that episode, I already knew what was going on. So I already predicted what was going on. So I was already thinking ahead. I was planning ahead. I was saying, okay, this is how we're going to take advantage of this opportunity while everybody else was trying to readjust. So I had the momentum. I had the motion. I had the movement. By the time everybody had figured it out, I'd already done like, I don't know how many podcasts. I'd been on so many different people's podcasts. Another thing is that I brought views that no one else could bring. I brought perspectives that no one else could bring. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the value of knowing when to keep quiet. Like I kept quiet and was a sponge and absorbed for many, many years, you know, over a decade and a half, you know, before anybody ever heard from me.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Exactly. So that's another thing. It's not like being a rapper these days. These days, being a rapper, it's all about being young. And that's why rap is dead, because as a young man, you haven't experienced anything. So you can't teach anyone anything. And people are looking for guidance.
Okay.
You understand? So podcasters, it takes a lot of older people. Like, yes, I see these young kids doing podcasts, but, you know, they're always like, oh, they're exciting. They talk about frivolous things, but, you know, they need to grow up at the end of the day before they get taken seriously. No one takes them seriously, you know, so to speak. But they get attention. When they start growing up, when they start getting the attention of older people, that's when you need to start paying attention to them. And a lot of guys aren't getting attention. They're not crossing over. You know what I mean? So a lot of the young kids, like, there's an older guy who's going to listen to a young kid. He's like, well, what does this young kid know? You know what I mean? There's an older guy who can listen to me. He's like, yo, this young man has seen a lot. He knows a lot. He's got a lot of perspective. So I knew I had that competitive advantage as well. So I got in front of it. So I was like, even if someone copies me and now does whatever, all these podcasts, they'll never be able to bring the value I bring, you know, to those same said podcasts. Even if all the podcasters decide, okay, we're no longer putting Nota on, all their old episodes will have better views than any episodes after. You understand what I'm saying? They'll never get someone who will bring the type of views. People will rather camp in the comments and demand, bring back my episodes. Ask Penuel. That's what happened with him. You know what I mean? He deleted 2 of my episodes. People demanded them until he brought them back. People demanded that he bring me back there. You understand? They said, we don't care what you can do. You can bring all those guests, bring that guy back. You know? You know, it's up and down with people like that because they get very competitive and they've got a big inferiority complex as well. So, you know, there's a level of competency that gives people an air of confidence, you know. And it's so funny because, you know, I understand that level of competency. I learned that level of competency from my cousin, Obani, in the Eastern Cape, right? That nigga could take down a bull, like, anytime. Anytime we needed to move the cows at my grandfather's house in the Eastern Cape, that guy would just come, hook up the bull, take it down, quick. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody else would be scared of the cow a bit, intimidated by the cow. The guy had such a level of competence that he had no fear. So therefore, it looked like he was just confident. No. He knows what to do with the cow.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they'll take things that I say and they'll think, no, but hey, it seems like Nota is being arrogant. No, it's competence. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'll be dismissive of people because it's like, ish, you don't know what you're talking about and yet you're talking when you should be listening and learning. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Is like people sometimes think that it's supposed to be a back and forth. I'm supposed to speak, say, and then, I've said my 5 minutes, now I pass it on to you. And then, no, that's not how we bring value to the table. You contribute to the value that you've had. Sometimes your value is listening. Sometimes the best part of the conversation is the person who just says nothing. That's the person that says the most. Why? Because he allows the conversation to happen, to develop. You understand? Because he contributes to it by listening. The way in which you listen contributes to the way in which someone speaks to you.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like right now, if you're busy on your phone, I'll even start speaking slower, stuttering. Like if I'll be distracted. You understand? So you are contributing to the conversations. People sometimes don't have the temperance or the patience for that. So those are skills that you need to learn to teach people. So I'd even come up with performances on different podcasts. Like sometimes I'd be very aggressive, on others I'd be slow. I'd test them out. I test the audience every single time. Every time I come into a different podcast, I test the audience. Sometimes I want to make them angry. I want to make them go into the comments, hey, Nota, why? You know what I mean? I'm testing them. I'm testing their feeling. You know what I mean? I'm testing the limits of where they can take their minds and how they can stretch their thinking. Why? Because I'm carrying this audience with me. I'm growing with it, right? So now what you find is that I've curated an audience that is very open-minded. They're so open-minded, they say to themselves now, hi, angimuzwa ukuthi uthini Nota, but I'll think about it. So usually they're just dismissive, like, hey, angimuzwa ukuthi uthini, uyaphetha lo. No. Now people are like, no, let me think about it. Maybe I'm not hearing what he's saying. Maybe, you know what I mean? He's saying something in a way, and they'll come back and say, yo, I didn't understand at first, but now I get it. So you need to curate that audience. But I don't curate that audience for myself because that audience is there for everybody. Everybody can listen to that audience. The same way on Spotify, like I said, when I was saying to the guys at Apple Music, at my previous job, I was like, once we get the grandmother in rural KZN to know that all her favorite songs are on Apple Music, we will have the entire family. Why? Because the kids are the ones that are going to have the phone that has the Spotify. If we go phone Spotify phone in, our grandmother has her favorite shows on DSTV. That's why we have DSTV. No one watches DSTV in Makai. Nobody watches DSTV. Ingana's bugeli DSTV. Agnangani is a bugeli DSTV. TikTok, YouTube. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things. There's no child that's watching DSTV in Makai. It's only the grandmothers. If you understand what I'm saying?
I see.
So once we've got that audience, so that was my point. I was like, I want to get my grandmothers, my parents. I want my parents to be fans of the podcast that I do. I want my parents to listen to the podcast. So even the things that I'd be speaking about things that they will relate to, they'll understand. You know what I mean? So we get the whole entire family watching the podcast. Why? Because when the little 12-year-old is watching a podcast and Ukoko walks into the room, I don't want it to switch off the podcast and say, no, let me turn on TV. I want to say, oh, ubugele, oh, smooth. Oh, it's in bugele. It is bugele. Do you understand what I'm saying? So at Christmas this December, people are watching podcasts in the houses.
You're saying something very interesting, ne?
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense now.
Mm.
You are saying there was a point where you're just experimenting. It's just like, to you, it was a game. Not a game in a sense of, I'm just playing so I can destroy you. But I'm just playing a game that builds me. To me, I feel like people who does that, they tend to be more successful because when they look at life and take life that way, that's where you succeed, because you don't take things personal or serious. You just said, I'm just experimenting here.
I'm not watering the plants. I'm feeding the soil.
That's quite interesting. There was a debate. There was an outcry. There was a complaint against DJ Maphorisa. And the complaints, sometimes they come time and again, these things resurrect and or resurface, or of lately there was an artist that I don't know in Nigeria, did not follow the full story, but I was robbed. It always boils down to I was robbed. Masters, what? Something Soweto complain about almost the same thing. Here's my question.
If you feed the soil, weeds will also grow on that very same soil that you're feeding. It's not only the things that you want that will grow there, your cabbage and your spinach and whatever else you want to grow. You know what I mean?
But please tell me then, here's my question. Can you kindly define what is a master in music, in the music language? When you say this is a master,
it's the copyright of the sound recording. It's the copyright of the sound recording. So the actual song, the thing that you're listening to, that sound, the sound recording, that is the master.
Okay, can you kindly assist me and someone? Give us a best example according to your understanding. People who are in the studio working on a specific song. How are we going to split everything here? And how does it work? That's what I'm trying to understand.
But you're jumping from certain things to that. Now you're talking about composition. How are we going to compose?
Oh,
when we're in the studio, we're composing.
Okay, it's fine.
We're in the master when we're in the pressing plant.
There's a difference between composition.
The master is when you press the CDs.
Yes.
You know when you press a CD, you've got the thing, that's the master.
Yes.
And you press copies using the master.
Okay.
All these digital things, that's not the master. That's a license of the master. So a lot of people, they signed contracts back in the day. And back in the day, you'd get a sales royalty. And they get paid from their streaming money, their sales royalty. You know what I mean? So let's say their royalty is like 18% or whatever. The record labels are getting away with paying these people 18% for their streams. A stream is like a sync. It's like when your song plays on an advert. Whatever they pay you for an advert sync deal, whether it's like a 50-50, 70-30, 60-40 deal, whatever, they should pay you that for your streams because it's a sync as well. It's synchronized. Pella, when I've got the music on streaming, I don't have it. I don't have a copy of it. Once I don't pay my subscription, once I don't play that, I can't play that music anymore, Angish.
Yes.
Exactly, so I don't have it. When I download it on iTunes, I get paid that full, but I have it, I own it. I've got it here. Whether I pay Apple Music or not, everything that I've paid for, that I bought on my iTunes, I don't need to pay Apple Music to play music that I've downloaded. It's in my library. I've got it forever.
So generally, who tends to own AMA Masters?
The person who makes the master. So the person who makes it, who's the one who's taking it out there to be sold, that's the person who owns.
Most of the time it's a record label.
Yeah. They're the ones who need to control the product that they're selling. They're the ones that are going out there, putting money into making it. And then they're the ones who should control how the money is collected once they've made it so that they can distribute to everyone who contributed to making it.
You're saying something, eh? I'm now thinking, I've heard people saying, I needed to buy back my masters. Oh, it's always buying back the masters from the record label. That makes sense. Makes sense. But I wanted this education because this is a conversation that doesn't expire. Even in 10 years, it becomes relevant when you want to understand the process of music. Now, Nota, there's another question. That's when I was doing my research, I was trying to find out if you sign an artist, and I was told that there's management. There are different types of management, but I want to start from the booking. Who gets the money from the booking? Because you said last time, let's argue your songs are topping the charts. You said in fact that thing, I cannot say Nota is rich because his songs are topping the charts, but rather you have curated value ready to be sold. Let's argue that this value will be sold through gigs now. Who gets the money then?
The agency. Whoever's selling the gigs, whoever's selling the bookings. The agent, whoever's your agent. That's the person who collects the money on your behalf. They're an agent. They collect money on your behalf.
If you are the record label in that case?
The record label's got nothing to do with the bookings.
Normally the contractors are different from...
It's a different thing. The record label's about pressing records. That's got nothing to do with bookings.
Okay. There's something we normally... And this thing it confuses me because I'm not in the music industry. So you will normally hear that there's something called a promoter. What is a promoter?
A promoter is the person who puts together shows and advertises them and gets people to come to those shows. The promoter. Like they set up boxing matches, they set up events.
In boxing, that's why they are called promoters. Boxing promoters.
They're the guys that are selling the tickets, that are putting everything together.
In the music industry,
it's a concert promoter.
Is it possible to...
It's a concert promoter.
Or is it possible to be a record label who also happens to have promoters in the music, in the same
Well, I mean,
company?
nowadays, that's the case because whether or not the record labels venture into the business, the companies that own the record labels also own the companies that act as the agencies, which also own the companies that act as the festivals and, venues. So it's like a 360 thing, whether you like it or not.
You are saying these people have created a value chain.
Yeah.
You record here with them.
They've created a vertical. It's not a value chain, it's a vertical.
Oh, okay.
They're vertically integrated. So everything is on top of each other.
Oh.
That's vertical integration.
Okay. So you record, you sign with Nota in his record label.
Which is funded by KKR funding.
Please explain.
So the KKR funding is the company that bankrolls the Nota record label. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so they control the Nota record label. Then you do what? Then
now
you get a management company.
Yes.
The management company is funded by KKR. What?
Then I need promoters so they can book me.
The venues are owned by KKR Property Group.
So that's why
then the ticketing company is owned by KKR Investments.
That's why if I mess up with Nota as a record label, I can collapse my career.
Yeah.
Damn. I didn't understand. That makes sense. Because you mess up with Nota here. Nota, beside the fact that he owns the vertical, he can also tell his friend who also owns the same vertical.
Another one.
And another one. So if he tells 5 of his friends who normally...
Oh, he doesn't need to tell anyone. People just need to look, why is this person doing this to Nota? Nota's our friend. Hayi ukhohlakele lo. Hayi simfuna. Hayi samfuna. Bona abantu sebakujiyela. Uthi hawu uNota lo ungikhuluma kabi. No, ngizithulele mina. People see what you're doing to me.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I see.
The thing is, I've learned the value of being good to people. You understand what I'm saying? I've learned the value of being good to people. You know what I mean? They extend you a level of grace. It's like, this person has been good to me. No matter what, this person has been good to me. You know what I mean? And what's the funniest thing? People can say a lot of things. People, sometimes I see what they say about me on TikTok because someone will show me, hey, look at this video. It's got so many views. I see what people are saying about me on TikTok. 100% of those people have never met me. There's not one person who has ever met me who has ever said, Nota has been bad to me. He was like this. Wang Tuga, what. No. Wang Sugela, no. Never. Wang Sugela, mean never.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. I just realized something.
You tell me.
You mess up with someone in business thinking, I know, I'm only dealing with this person. But you don't realize that behind the scenes things are happening. Even if that person said nothing about you, but his allies have seen how you treated that person. And they were like, no, you can't do that to our friend.
Or if you do that to our friend like this, if I work with you, you might do the same thing to me.
Basically, you are teaching us the lesson. I see the lesson you are teaching us. You are simply saying, futhi kunesisho, Stella, please remind me if you know the lesisho. But ngesulu sikhuluma ukuthi ungasinyeli isihlahla esikunika umthunzi today just because the sun seliphumile sekright sekuyabanda kahle, the weather is well regulated that you can now easily walk on the sun
because you'll be sitting in shit.
Exactly. So when usikakele lesihlahla the next day kuyashisa kumele ubuye back uhlale kule sihlahla les, the next thing you know what you did there, so now you can't. Yeah, life is very interesting. Now, who owns okay, please teach me this now. So there's a promoter, right? You've already discussed who the promoter is, the music label, who manages an artist generally? Artist manager.
It's the manager of the artist.
But in this value chain, I'm trying to understand. Do I bring now someone different now?
It's a separate company. The manager is supposed to be the person that's the middleman between all the other parts that contact with the artist. So the manager is supposed to speak to the booking agent. The manager is supposed to speak to the record label. You know what I mean? The manager is supposed to speak to the artist. The manager is supposed to speak to the producer. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to find out. The manager is basically sitting here, going back to Nota's company, saying, hey, okay, we've worked with you now to record the artist, blah, blah, blah. You've got a contract, we understand. Let's work on how to get him booked now. Coming back to the same company anyway.
To another person in the
moving
other
from
office,
your
from
company
door to door.
Exactly. And so, but remember,
or from floor to floor.
Yes.
In the vertical.
It's like same building, maybe first floor to the fifth floor, different companies, but owned by same person. So the manager's responsibility is to start from either bottom until the top, selling the same artist and say, okay, let's see how we can book him here. Let's finalize the gigs here and move to the next floor. Let's finalize this. That's the artist manager. Road manager?
The road manager.
Somebody says the road manager is different from the artist manager now.
The road manager gets you to and from your gigs on time, safely. Every time. That's it. It's a very simple job.
Oh, wait. So when we hear that people don't sleep enough, people are double booked, what? Whose responsibility then?
It's between the road manager and the booking agent. The booking agent calls the road manager, can you take this gig? The road manager looks at his schedule. This is how many hours of sleep we'll be able to get. This is what. Calculates it. Yes, we can take it. We can't take the gig.
Oh, okay.
The problem is that artists pay everyone else too little. That's the problem. Artists take too much of the booking fee. Artists should be taking, I'll say, maybe the lead artist should be taking 40% at most. If your booking is 100,000, you should walk away with 40,000. 60,000 should pay everyone else.
Let's break it down. Please break it down, because somebody was going to take that clip and say, "Where are Nyalo? Nimzulu telling the podcast."
Well, yeah.
please break it down.
So let's say you pay, your booking is 100,000 and you pay your road manager 5%. Nah, that's 5,000 per gig. How many gigs is that road manager going to want to take now? You understand? Pay your road manager double. How many gigs does your road manager now want to take? Cool. Now, you're paying them double, right? How much does it cost to get to and from 2 gigs instead of 4 gigs? Like, how much does it cost? The in-between, the amount of food, the fuel, the whatever, you going from flights to whatever. You know what I mean? All that type of stuff. The difference between doing 4 gigs in a weekend and 2 gigs in a weekend, the costs are vastly different. It costs a lot more to do 4 gigs in a weekend than the difference by only doing 2. So let's say it costs 10K to do 2 gigs in a weekend.
Yes.
To do 4 gigs will cost more than 20K.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
It will cost more, yes.
Oh, please make it make sense to me.
The amount of trips that you're making, you understand? The duration that you'll be traveling, the wear and tear, all of those things are much more costly. Think about it. When you drive to Durban and you fly to Durban, which costs more?
What costs more, Vel?
Driving. You drive, you have to stop twice at least.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Because you Zulus love stopping at Montrose. And it's the most terrible garage. I always know there's a Zulu in the car if they want to stop at Montrose. I know that we have to stop at Montrose. I have to tell everyone, like, no, listen, he's Zulu. He won't be happy if we don't stop at Montrose. Like, his ancestors are going to do something to, like, we need to stop at Montrose. But we stopped at Bergview. At Bergville, there was Spur there, and there was Nando's, there was everything. Why are we stopping at Montrose? There's just Debonair and Fisherways and other nonsense and KFC. It's like, bro, just trust me.
Sicelo siyayisa ingqondo. She's close.
But it's true. It's a very Zulu thing. They just stop at Montrose. I'm
not the one who said it. It's Nota. Guys, it's Nota who said it. I'm not the one who said it.
So when you fly, now you wake up.
When you fly, there's no Montrose.
You wake up. Let's say you take the 5:30 flight to Durban. You know that early flight.
Yes.
The 5:30 flight. You're not even gonna make breakfast. You're not even gonna make coffee. You gotta wake up early in the morning, get rush to the airport, get there. You're not even gonna buy anything. You're tired. You understand? You'll buy food when you land at King Shark.
Oh, well, there's no Montrose if you fly, so you might as well try.
So your flight is like what? 500 to 800 rand to Durban.
Okay.
How much is a tank to Durban?
Depends which car you're driving.
What?
If you're driving a 2-liter engine,
it's at least one
diesel,
tank to Durban.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it depends.
But either way, it's one tank. Yeah, one tank to Durban.
Somebody was driving a BMW, the 1 Series.
So you put a half tank in?
They poured in diesel. That diesel would have taken them from here
my
to
diesel
Durban
does
and
1,000 kilometers.
Came back.
Yeah.
But they travel a lot around Durban and Maritzburg.
Yeah.
So by the time they were supposed to come back to South Africa,
they were on half tank.
to Joburg. Yes, they were on a half tank.
Yeah,
so they
I know that.
Refill.
Yeah. It does 1,000 kilometers on a diesel. The big diesel tanks, they do like 1,000 kilometers or so. So yeah, and if you drive nicely. But either way, just think about that. So half a tank is how much? How much? 600 rand?
Yes, somewhere around that, yes.
So?
But then you said that going to Durban is somewhere between 5 to 8, right? Is that a single trip or a return?
Yeah, a one-way trip. 5 to 800.
That's okay, let's argue and say it's, let's say the cost, the return trip is around 1,001, right? Or 1,002.
Okay. So you stop at the engine at Val 1 stop.
Okay.
On your way there. How much do you spend there?
Let's argue you spend 200 rand.
Okay, cool. You stop again at the next one, at Montrose, let's say.
And argue again and say that's it.
You're already at 1,000. You're already at 1,000. You like, I'm just saying, if you spent the most expensive ticket and you bought a meal at the airport, you're spending 1,000 already. And then let's talk about the time that you've lost. The time that you've lost can only be regained in sleep. How many hours do you need to sleep after driving compared to how many hours you need to sleep after flying? That time is money. You understand what I'm saying?
The conversation that defeats me most in everything that you said is when you quantify everything against time. That's where I'm defeated. You can't regain time, no matter what. No matter what. And in that way, even if flying was a bit expensive compared to driving, but when you look at the time spent, you realize despite flying being a little bit expensive, it's still cheaper when you calculate it against time.
Much cheaper. Okay. Much cheaper.
Yeah, I know.
At most, the flight to Durban is 3 hours.
Driving is how much? How many hours?
At least 5-6 hours. 5 to 7 hours to Durban. It's 3 hours to leave where you are, to get to the airport, get in, do whatever you need to do, land, get off the plane, get your bags and be ready and end up where you are. Minimum 3 hours.
Flying is always the best.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So flying, you can't fly just anyhow. You can't fly just anywhere. So when you're flying, you have to take less gigs. You understand?
Okay, now I see.
You understand?
Now I see. Everything of yours is controlled.
Yes.
And manageable.
Yes, and manageable. It's a schedule. Everything's a schedule. I was in Zeelinje.
Ah.
You understand?
I see.
You understand? So all those other costs of things that are miscellaneous in the unmanageable hours that you spend, you know what I mean, trying to make things comfortable.
I see.
That's where you get a lot of costs. And a lot of people don't see that. How much are tires? Tires are expensive. When you do 4 gigs, your tires get worse as well. Your tires burn out your brakes. Now you're changing brakes even in between service intervals. Your car is 5,000 kilometers away from needing service, but your brakes are already going.
Yes. And you know what? The tires, sometimes it depends. With let's say you are driving a Mercedes Vito. Arguably, you're using the latest.
Yeah.
The tire there, I think, is it not around 1,000 something to 2,000?
It's 3,000 something. I don't know.
Okay, let's argue and say it is 2.5.
Nah.
Each tire.
Nah.
Okay, 3,000.
Nah. Less. Listen, I was dating a girl from KZN and she went with her family. She used my Viano to go to KZN and she called me at some point in the time. She's like, yo, the spare tire, whatever, we put in a spare tire, and she's like, the spare tire burst on the highway. She said, please send 4,000. So it's telling me that she scammed me.
Okay, I would say that. You know why I would say that?
She said she asked her brother. Was 600. There was a call out fee to bring the tire. So it's 4.6. Can be up to 5,000.
No, you're right. You know what? I now remember them. There's a lady who was driving a Range Rover Range Rover. She was somewhere. She used to stay around Mondio. So she was driving to KZN. Somewhere on her way. I don't know what happened. Or they were trying to hijack her. All of the tires. I don't know whether she hit something, puncture, and the tires were damaged. All of them. She's like...
They probably spiked her.
Yes. She called the husband, the boyfriend, not even the husband. The boyfriend says, no, you're going to have to relax. It was after hours, people are closed. The boyfriend makes a call to a friend who will then assist this lady. Takes about 3 hours.
Hey! What friend is that?
Everybody's closed. Every shops are closed. It's late and she's far. Remember,
I
in your
found
case,
my help within like maybe 1 hour. They said 1 hour.
But in her case, finally she finds the help. So she's like, I'm not the one who's paying for everything. But I asked for the invoice and I realized this guy, for all 4 tires, has spent somewhere 60 to 68,000 for all 4 tires. And I'm like, that is somebody's second-hand car. You buy I'm not telling you just the tires alone with the rims, because the rims were also damaged. The tires and the rims, all of it amounted to 60-something thousand. The guy had to replace everything for her to continue with the journey.
Yeah, so there's a guy that broke my rim right now, and I'm struggling to find it because I need to buy a whole entire set.
So in what you are saying, I get it. We normally don't take all of those things into consideration to say it's wear and tear. Look, if you're
everything, even on your body.
True.
Your body also has wear and tear. You have to go to the doctor now. You have to do this. You have to get a colonoscopy. You have to whatever. You've got this treatment that you need to now undergo because of the stress and the, you know what I mean? All of that wear and tear is a cost. You need to account for that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. I see. So when you are constantly doing these gigs from one to another, you have to drive fast. You have to do this.
There's
the
smoke,
cost that you are not calculating.
Voice is also, your voice is dying. Remember, your voice dying reduces your time.
Yes.
Your future time. How many years you can perform? How many years does your voice have of making money?
Now you are saying something, you're hitting home now. Because now I must be mindful.
You must
of
be
the
mindful.
Fact that
this voice, this is the same, you'll still have the same voice. You only have one voice. That same voice, when you're 50, you'll still have the same voice. Same vocal cords. Same everything.
Saying something very important there.
You know what I mean?
Even to me as a podcast, you're saying something very important.
You need to take care of your voice as well.
Okay. Nota.
You can't just be having conversations, Rasa. Your neighbors must not know you exist. You must be so quiet. Just listening. Wow, you're saving your voice. Your voice is active on the microphone.
Saying something very important. Guys, this is very important. It's not important just to artists. You can't be in the podcast industry or anything that you do with your voice. This is important. But let's move on to this one. If you are, if you're a record music label, there's a research that I was doing. Very disturbing. They are saying, if you sign 10 artists today, you must know that out of 10, only 2 will succeed. How true is that?
I can't say the same for that. Because I believe that if I work with an artist, they will succeed. And I've got a 100% success rate, so.
But they are saying that other.
I know, they're like others are gambling.
So you are saying when you don't work with somebody who doesn't have talent?
I know how to make their talent get to where it needs to get. I know how to groom it. I know how to hone it. I'm a very hard taskmaster. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a very difficult person. Like an artist that's just doing it for fame and whatever, is not going to be able to take someone like me. I'll expose that you're not in it for the right reasons very quickly. You understand what I'm saying?
How so? For somebody who's listening, and I'm going to say why I'm saying that. I know an artist, an upcoming artist. The moment when I was doing your introduction in the previous video, the moment I posted that on my status, that person was like, it doesn't matter how busy am I, but this episode, I'll make sure that I need to watch this episode. So let's educate that person.
Like, you know what? I was saying this to a woman before, and it's a very funny thing. And she was like, why am I so difficult? And I'm like, the thing about me that's different from many other men, and I realize that many other men, they train women in the wrong thing, is that I refuse to say what a woman wants to hear to get with her.
Okay.
Yeah, I will talk myself out of pussy. Seriously. I will say whatever will make her angry. And she will get to the point where she's so angry and she's given up being angry and she's just like, you know what, actually this guy's like this. So I must decide whether I like him or not. You know what I mean? That's it. So if I want to control what he's going to say, if I want to be offended, this guy doesn't care. If I say, oh, how can you say that? He doesn't care. He'll say it again. He doesn't care. Doesn't care. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they treat their artists or the artists that they work with like they're some sort of eggs or babies or superstars or something like that. No, man, this thing has got a bum hole. It takes a shit, this thing, and it stinks. It's a human being.
You are saying something very interesting here. This lesson is not just important for music people, but it is important just in life general. What you are saying, and you made an example about women, and your example is very much relevant because women tend to be very kind to their children. They want to help. Yeah, man, let this person struggle a bit, man. And let them use their brain until it reaches its maximum. When I see that, no, as a child, man, then, and even again, I hate people who will want to give me a solution, rather drive me to a solution. So
yeah, well, not all women are like that. Not all women are like that. But like, yeah. No. I think, no. It's modern women. It's a very modern woman thing. Because, you know, I look at it, I remember how I learned how to swim. Like I was drowning and my sister was watching me and then she didn't help me. And then I had to figure it out. And then, you know what I mean? Now I know how to swim. Cool. But also I look at how my sister was raised. Like my mother was very tough on my sister. You know what I mean? Very strict on her. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
I concur when you say it's more than women.
Yeah.
Now that you are making that example, I
like
concur.
My mother would slap my sister like with a towel. Like just because she's in bed at a certain time. But like not like I'm shy, but I'm shy. And it's like that's actually quite violent. You know what I mean? It's actually quite why ungamthethisi nje uthi hey ngalesikhathi.
Now that you are saying
but
that,
you know what I mean? Like and it's like but that's was it necessary to slap them? Like why don't you just
you know what they used to do to me?
Like you know
what they used to do to me? So umamkhulu ubethatha indukende nje alale nayo ngobulala kwelinye ikamero so ngilala ngale so thina la sihlukana sobonda then there's a window and inkinga yale window livulwa ngale kuye so mangabe ngilele mina ekuseni mele ngiye esikoleni akahluphi. She doesn't have to try. She just open the window, induku. Vuga.
Exactly.
And vuga.
Yeah.
So now that I'm thinking about this that generation, no, they will beg you, yes, because Mamkulu will make me understand this is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to do it. But you know, as a child, you always disobey orders and instructions. She will make sure that you comply. But, you know, now that I'm thinking about it,
use coercive measures.
Yeah, that generation. And I have zero resentment against her. In fact, if I get my stuff sorted, that's the person I want to build a house for because I still owe her. You understand? Despite those things, I still think that she was the best.
Exactly.
You know I get it. I get it when you say it's modern women.
Yeah. So, you know, modern women, like, it's media. You know what I mean? It's the fact that they can go onto Instagram and then everyone will give them attention. You know what I mean? They can't smell how you smell on Instagram. You know what I mean? They can't smell you on Instagram. They don't know.
I refuse to comment.
You understand what I'm saying? Did this person, you know what I mean? Because sometimes they look at you, it's like, hey, did this guy, like, before he came to this podcast, did he shower? Or this, you know what I mean? Okay, you know what I mean?
No, I. Okay, I will not comment about bathing.
I'm just saying, you need to, hey. You know what I mean? So, like, that's the thing you need to stay away from with when you're speaking with artists. The thing is that also artistry is like, it's like a responsibility to have that much influence, to be able to speak to that many people and everything else. So not just anybody qualifies to do that. You know what I mean? Not just anybody qualifies to be a heart surgeon, you know what I mean, to work on your brain or stuff like that. So
yes,
exactly.
That's true.
Now, if you're going to be touching the hearts and, you know, being occupying the minds of so many people, you also need to qualify to the same extent.
Yeah. You know what? You just said something. what you're saying is very important, eh? And I don't know why. Probably you'll explain to me why. You know, there's an actor who you will see that actor once or twice in your screen. Your mind will remember that actor. You may not know their name, but you will remember that actor. Then there are those who are almost in your face. You're like, Konja, who's that person? But this person is always in your face. And I'm like, yes, there are people, when they show up once, never forget them. But there are those who are in front of us.
Yes.
No matter.
It's not meaningful.
Exactly. I don't know what it takes to get there where whenever you show up, people will not only gravitate towards you, but also remember you. They may not remember your name, but
it takes preparation. It takes preparation.
What type of preparation?
That's the thing. It's the amount of hours and years that you put in. The dedication is how you prepare yourself for each and every single moment. Look at someone like Michael Jackson. It's unequivocal. It's unquestionable. It's undeniable that he's the greatest performer of all time. Even when you say the most famous person, the most loved, like he beats everybody by a country mile. And then when you watch him doing what he does, you can see that, imagine how many hours it took to perfect this.
I see.
Now, think about how I'm under so much scrutiny. The guy had to hide his kids. That's how much scrutiny he was under. That's how much cameras were watching him. He had to be prepared. He had to have the level of preparation that despite cameras watching him everywhere, they'll never catch him making a mistake.
Was it not because of the assistance?
Just look at it. Like, look at him.
You know what reminds
you understand? There's no way. Oh yeah, I know he was performing in Brazil one day, and then he.
You know what you're saying. You know, it reminds me of something who's still alive. Denzel. You look, hardly hear any scandal about that guy and his family on media. Never.
Yeah, but it's not even just about scandals. It's about his actual performance. The amount of time that he takes to prepare for a role.
Okay. Oh, now I get it. Again.
You know, every time Denzel plays a historic character, he becomes that character.
Yes.
You forget that the actual person.
That's where I was going, Nota. But now I see some of the things you said in
but
the
I
beginning.
think about it like this. It's only now that we're actually seeing pictures of Malcolm X. And we're like, oh, Malcolm X is a light-skinned guy. For a long time, we thought Malcolm X was the Malcolm X that we saw in that Spike Lee joint with Denzel.
Okay. You know what? You said something, and now you're reminding me of your very own words in the beginning. You are speaking about the fact that, let me sum it up in my understanding, in fact. You are saying artists needs to be careful on how they select their gigs, right? You are saying give your best, select a gig, prepare enough, and give your best. And that's how people will remember you. And that's how you will last longer, because wherever you perform, you took time to prepare. So much so that even how you select the gigs, when you arrive there, you are still fresh, and you then give your best.
Let me tell you something. So we had a gig. This is when I was still putting together the Questa band, and playing and rehearsing. So we rehearsed at Baseline. So we had a gig for Transnet. It was a year-end special. And we also had a gig, and Babe Sotumo was coming with Major Lazer. So Major Lazer and Babe Sotumo were doing something or whatever, and she was like, yo, I'm coming to your gig, her and Mampincha. And they were coming with Major Lazer, so we were going to meet Major Lazer and them for the first time, etc., etc. So we had this Transnet gig. Ray Piri decides, no, he's going to perform for like an hour. He was supposed to perform like a 10-minute performance. And then he makes us late, and we end up missing going to the gig. You know what I mean? We ended up fixing it later. Babes came 2 days later on the Sunday as well with Major Lazer again. So thankfully, she likes to party, so she came back on the day she wasn't booked, just to enjoy. Then, like a couple of weeks later, we're also rehearsing at baseline. You know, so there's lots of rehearsal spaces in baseline. So I'm like, no, man, I hear this music. I'm like, no. That sounds like Ray Peary. So and I listen, I check, oh, he's rehearsing in the next room from us. Okay, cool. I know. I'm like, okay, we probably booked the same time slot. So we rehearse. It's like, okay, we're about to finish. Okay, now he's about to finish. I go to Ray Peary's rehearsal room. I walk up to him. I shake his hand. As I shake his hand, I'm telling him, I was like, last week you made us miss our gig and we are arranging our own festivals. We don't just get booked. And that was a very inconsiderate thing to do. And I'm squeezing his hand to the point where like his eyes are almost popping out of his head now, thinking, why is this young man squeezing my hand like this? I can't wait to see you again next weekend, sharp. Next weekend we're playing at some big jazz festival in Mbombela, at Mbombela Stadium, under the stadium. And then Ray Peary came on stage after us. He had half the crowd we had. Understand? As in, we put on such a show, people thought it's over. What a pleasure! It must be over. Yeah, it's done. Let
me tell you in my own understanding.
Yeah,
I've seen things and shows.
Yeah,
where you're like, this artist should have been at the end. The way they performed, it's like I don't care about who's following.
Yeah,
I'm
enough.
Yeah, I'm still in the moment.
I got my money's worth. Yeah,
that guy's done, but I'm still there. You're like, but why didn't they maybe take this one and put him at the end so I get this at the end? Why did you put this in the middle?
I don't know.
So I see what you're saying. I've seen it with other shows. So you can continue.
Judith Supuma was on before us as well. And obviously she had like a great time. It was a big jazz festival. Imagine, we were playing jazz festivals as a hip-hop group.
So you
understand the level of music that we're doing now.
What I'm hearing, you are saying the amount of preparation that it took for you to drive the crowd to that level.
It's at baseline. You know what I mean? We'd go twice a week. You know, for at least 3 hours, we'd be rehearse the set. We do the set, a full set. We wouldn't leave the rehearsals until we've done 3 full, perfect repetitions of the set.
Well said.
You see, you done it, okay, clean. And then we time it. Damn it. We're 2 minutes over time. Okay, clean. This time, clean. And then we get it like, we're 2 minutes under time. Perfect. Why? Because at the show, there'll be things that will slow us down.
Oh!
You understand why? Because you don't want to be doing a show, you've got a 20-minute set, you haven't rehearsed your set perfectly enough, and then just before you do the big song, and then you end up ending your show, you know, like in an inadequate manner.
I see.
You have to rehearse for different shows. You go into a corporate, they say you've got 10 minutes, you've got 20 minutes. So now you rehearse different sets. We've got the short set, we've got the combined set, we've got the we've got the wash and go set. Okay. You know the wash and go.
I see.
Yeah, the wash and go.
I see what you're saying.
What's your washer?
I see what you're saying. Guys, let me tell you what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you are a church guy, normally people will prepare to preach now. Here's a problem. Some people, they preach until you feel like, when are you ending your sermon? When you listen to what we've been listening now, the amount of preparation that went in as you were preparing that sermon, you should prepare your sermon, preach factual, interesting, and insightful sermon. In a record time, whilst we are still interested, you're done with everything. You leave us hanging and feel like, he said everything most powerful, important. We were driven. Baruch Salayo, he finished while we're still thinking. He's still going on and on and on. He is done, and we will remember him. You are saying something that I've argued quite some time with a lot of people to say, hey guys, you are holding us hostage in the Bible about long sermons things. Can you just but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Now, questions were asked. Ne?
You see, like I'll tell that story. Ne? So there's another festival we're doing. There was back in the day, Arthur used to do these festivals, can-do festivals all over the country. And there was one at CUT Stadium, or at CUT, like the campus in Free State. And then we come in, and there we were on the road with KidX at the time. When we get to the gig at the backstage, we're about to get onto the stage. Figu Mandoza comes in running. He's like, hey, sure, bafana baba. Oh, nyangena manje. No, eating shy fast ngoba ngiyanazi nina. Yo, once na shy, umuntu uyavaya. So clean now those in wangena Grootman angisho yazi. About general teachers, they're doing backflips now. We're looking at these guys, we're like, we think they're old guys, they're older guys. They're doing backflips and all this stuff. It's like a really exciting show. It's like amazing. Like, hey, was this guy like conning us? You know what I mean? Conning us, like, I know he just wanted to go in early so he can leave and go somewhere else. You know what I mean? We did that thing with Undozin. And then Kelix and Questa come on stage after that. Killed the show. And it was packed. You know what I mean? I think this was sometime maybe 2015 or whatever, 2014 or 2014, yeah, or something, somewhere around there, 2014 or so. And I remember at the time, actually it was 2014. It was probably a week after or 2 weeks after Senzo Meyiwa died. You know, so it was around this time, November. And I remember at the time, we were still young guys. So we're like, we're at CUT. This is our last gig. Let's see what it's looking like. You know what I mean? Let's check out the VIP section. Maybe some nice things out there. You know what I mean? So we go backstage after the performance to wipe ourselves, towel out and everything else. Kelly Kumalo's on stage. Now she's on stage. Now we can hear, oh no, she's doing her thing now. Okay, cool. Maybe 3-4 songs into her set. Now we're going into the crowd to go look. Let's see if there's any baddies or something like that. You know what I mean? Crowd gone. Total. After our performance, everyone left. This is that, I know Smula, we could feel it like, you know what I mean? And imagine Umandoza came to us before we came on stage and like, I know Ninanzo rock. So like, we're like, yeah, okay. And he rocked. So it was crazy. It was thumping at that place, thumping at that campus. We rock on stage. Oh my goodness. How could it get any better? My goodness, we wipe ourselves down. Everyone's sweaty. Okay, clean. Let's, you know what I mean? Spray. You know what I mean? Before you go back, you just got off stage. So at least you gotta, how? Complete crowd gone. Gone completely, like completely. As if they were chased away. As if someone came with a fire water cannon or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's the level of preparation. You need to be able to be prepared to be a showstopper. You know what I mean? You need that level of preparation. I remember Fill Up FNB. So Fill Up the Dome, when Casper did Fill Up the Dome, it was like, damn, he beat us to it. I remember because we were planning a dome show. Like almost, I think everyone secretly was planning a dome show because Polytones tried to do it and they couldn't fill it up. But from the Polytones trying to do it, we're like, hey, who's going to fill up the dome? Is it Rebecca Malope or something like that? You know, who's going to be able to do it? So everyone secretly had that plan, hatching it. So when he announced it, it's like, damn, it's too early. It's too soon for us. Let's see. Maybe he's going to be able to pull it off. Obviously, then the peak of the beef with AKA, you know what I mean? Everybody had chosen sides. And then people that hated AKA for a long time, they wanted to see him succeed. So they're like, no, let's support Casper because he's the new guy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the whole entire movement came in clean. So I know they did it. Fill Up the Dome. Classic. Amazing. Next year, Fill Up Orlando. Now, this was a stadium, so it became more like a festival. We're supposed to perform there or something like that. You know what I mean? So we've got a gig at Moretele Park. We're backstage in Moretele Park. T. Lee calls someone in my team, either the road manager or something, says, hey, no, we need you guys on stage early. So we tell the Moretele Park guys, hey, no, sorry, we have to go to Orlando Stadium. You know? How much is your money? Okay, clean. I think it's Dino, DJ Dino or something. The guy who runs Dino Cafe. I think we paid him like 60K back. I think that was, you know, and we gave him a refund. We have to go to Fill Up Orlando. We get to Fill Up Orlando, damn it. It's too late, or no, they were running over time, and then the thing wasn't going to be able to happen because they need to close by a certain time, and therefore we refunded for nothing. Cool. We lost some money there. Sharp. Fill Up FNB. Now this was the big one, because that's the big stadium. You understand what I'm saying? So we had a Cosmopolitan magazine gig, earlier in the day at the Sands. Again, it starts to rain. We're like, hey, we're not going to risk it again this time. Let's get to FNB early. Let's cancel this gig foot. Remember the last time we waited until it was time for us to leave? When we got to the gig had run over time. They couldn't have time to slot us in or do the thing that we were supposed to do. So this time we got to Casper an hour before we were supposed to be there. This time we cancelled another gig again just to make it there an hour before, and it was close by. And because of the rain delay, it slowed down their time for their show. But, it hastened up the time that we needed to go in. So because of that, there was an extra time gap. You know what I mean? We had additional time. And I remember I went upstairs because the DJ booth was right on the top of the thingamajig. And then we were supposed to just perform one song, Ingut. And I was like, how are we going to perform Ingut? Do you know that stadium, if it's full, I think like 51,000 people. You know what I mean? That's the official number from CompuTicket in terms of the tickets that were actually sold, or traded. So 51,000 people. There's no way that 51,000 people inside FNB Stadium, and right now this hottest song is Spirit, are not going to be chanting or wanting it. You know what I mean? But Sobonakon, sharp, preparation. I knew that there's no way those people are not going to want that song. So what did I do? I came with that song. So waited upstairs, clean. After my performing good, the crowd starts screaming, Spirit, Spirit. The whole entire crowd, the whole entire stadium.
Demanding the song.
I want to Casper from down there because I'm up there with his DJ. I'm bona apega pezulu. I'm bona pega. I'm pega. I keep a slow USB net. Amazing. And he saw that it was me. And he saw my homie Pepper standing next to me. He's like, I love you, Pepper. And I was like, whatever, nigga. Preparation. You understand?
Anticipation.
You understand? You need to prepare. You need to see. You need to see the show. You need to envision it. Whether you're the main act of the show or the main part of the show, at the end of the day, the peak of Philip FNB was the time when the whole stadium was shaking Glali Spirit. After I just shook again Glali Ngotu. That was the peak. That was the ultimate moment. That's the point of the most Instagram stories. The most Instagram stories that came out on that night was of that moment. Everyone. There was international superstars that even came and that were there in the crowd that were even posting.
Okay. I now understand. Moment. I think you have elaborated more on this aspect here. Preparation, anticipation. Oh, it's not just about music. What you have said, it's not just about music. It's about
a lot of
life in general.
Yeah, everything. You need to prepare for the moment.
MC Willie, this following question is for you. He's an upcoming rapper. How do I get my song played on the radio? I need him to explain that thing.
Okay, people need to call the radio and demand your song.
You need to be liked by people.
That's it. Get your song to people. You know what I mean? The easiest radio stations to start with are the small radio stations, the community radio stations.
Yes.
They build you up. They teach you the confidence. They teach you how to pitch your songs and everything else. So start slowly. You know what I mean? You need to keep submitting your songs until you get better and good enough to have songs that the radio cannot do without. That's it. That's how you get your song on radio. Make a song that is undeniable. You cannot do without. You know what I mean? I remember before Spirit Drop, I used to go to different artists and whatever, or guys and labels. This is project codename Game Over.
But that song is something.
But
that song is something
I know.
Else.
He came over. Yeah, I know. This is project codename Game Over. I know they'll go back to studio, but they'll never get there. You know,
when you have prepared enough that you have, you believe in your product or you believe in your project and your product with every fiber in your soul, such that you can go around and say, no, this is my best. Given that this is my best, if you want to go and copy my best,
beat it.
You can compete. Me.
Yeah.
The level of confidence in that product.
It's competence. It's not confidence. I know what I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying? It's competence.
Yes.
My kulum.
Yes.
It's competence.
Yeah. That guy, when you listen to Kuma, guys, we're talking about Kumalo, General Kumalo, the guy who's involved.
Crime intelligence.
Yes.
He's competent.
Yeah.
That's why Bembopile.
That guy.
Bambope because he's competent. If as Mbopi, he'll get everything. It is delete yonke into delete. E palan lapho ukuthi akumelanga ngene officeini, akumelanga asemsebenzini.
I've never seen a guy.
Imagine
when he speaks. No,
imagine as a security guard. Imagine as a security guard. Ne, you're a security guard la officeini wherever at this company. Ne, and then we are bosh but no unjontshile emsebenzini whatever. Okay, sharp uboshwe ne. But as part of your bail conditions, you're not allowed ukuthi ubuyele emsebenzini ngoba you can intimidate the other security guards, and then they'll change their story back to Aunjonjang. So, okay, but hold on.
Yes.
So the evidence of the crime should still be there.
Yes.
Whether the guy goes to work or back, the evidence is there.
Yes.
Yeah. So how is he going to remove the evidence of the crime that has already happened? So you listen to these guys explaining, this Andrea Johnson lady, that crook. And I'm telling you, there's no Indian person that knows how to speak Zulu. That's not a crook. I'm telling you. There's none.
We'll get there.
Good Indians speak English. Or they speak Gujarat or Tamil or Telugu. You understand? You understand? Telugu, you know what I mean? So hold on, I'm just saying, when Andrea Johnson says, no, Ukumalo hired this person so that they could in future do help him and assist him to siphon funds out of the slush fund or whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
She became a prophet right there.
Let me tell you something. That is Minority Report. I've watched that movie with Tom Cruise, where they arrest you before you do the crime. It's like they say, yes. You know, we watched Minority Report. The police are too advanced. They're now arresting you before you even do the crime. My goodness.
I can see what you're thinking.
My goodness. Ukumalo. You know what? Ukumalo was arrested for a crime he was about to do. That's how advanced he is. You want to meet him before? It's Mbopa before.
Now,
that's in prevention. But prevention is better than cure. I know.
Let's not go there. Because it deserves a separate episode.
Let me tell you. That's exactly how record labels work. Bayakubona ukuthi yo nomfana untswembu. So bakusayina before we hit. Bakupake. Ubona uyoungster nase-studio every week. Unini uyoungster nase-studio? Why angakhiphi? Akhipheki. Why? Because if you look at the first album, it's got all the features. It looks like our last album. Umlindo, why is he unable to do better than that first album? Because that first album was supposed to be the last album. How do I know that? Because that's exactly the discussion I had with Maphorisa when we were making that album. Why? Because I said to Pori, this kid is very talented. But KZN kids, behavior, Port Shepstone, Umgwinyo. I don't see that. This kid will be making so much money so fast. There's no way we can control how quickly he'll be making money. He'll be making hundreds of thousands of rands within 6 months of starting his career. There's no way he's not going to lose his mind. The best hope in hell is make the best album we can make, right? And then after that, he can fall off, come back, find himself, but he'll have a masterpiece, and that masterpiece will last forever. And that Lindo album is still, to this day. You understand? I produced the first single, the lead single, Macala. You understand? Bori sent that to me as a rough idea first. Cool. Then he worked on it with some guys, clean, and then I finished it. And then boom. You know what I mean?
No magunzima.
No, amacala. Kuzo feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are no tabs up on it.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
You understand?
Hey, yeah, ne. It's always difficult to have.
Do you understand? I'm just saying, we bring it back to music. I wanted to take you to another level of competence, but you know what I mean? We bring it back to music.
But you're making it make sense. You know that I'm seeing there. Look at Kumalo when Kumalo speaks. You get a sense that when Kumalo is about to deal with you, he doesn't deal with you there and there. He sits and understands who are you. How do you move? Where do you sleep? How do you commit this crime? Then he analyzes everything and then he's like, okay, let me send this guy to get me this information about you. This information. And he doesn't send anybody. He sends people who specializes in everything. By the time Komalo deals with you, he's done. That was done long ago. When you're just seeing him starting, you think this guy is starting. He's done by that time.
Let me tell you, if you're an investigator, why would I kidnap you and take your phones? If only a paisan. So now I'm going to take a police phone, ezong paisa, wherever I take it.
So when you are tying it down to record label, they will sign you.
But I'm saying that whatever you see the story, you need to look at the logic of the story. The story, it needs to be logical. The story, it needs to be logical. You understand what I'm saying? Why would I now kidnap a person, take his devices, which are going to be tracking back to me? I need to make sure that my fingerprints are not there. You understand what I'm saying? That my fingerprints are not there. So I need to send whatever to extract what I need to extract. So it's clear in this case that these people were just destroying their own evidence. They've got evidence that they needed to destroy. And then they destroyed the evidence, and then the story was that, no, they were kidnapped and everything else. There's no kidnapping. There's no criminal is stupid enough to steal a phone near Poisa, which has got a tracking device. Why would you do that? Why would Landi track and then who's track? Like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Let's not go there. Because when we go there, the seat easily warm up. So let's not go there. Yeah. But nonetheless, what I've heard is that record label can look at you. They have time to study you.
Yeah.
And at that time, you don't have money. They have the buying power. You don't have the buying power.
You study the behavior of the artist.
They sign you knowing exactly that you are desperate for this and this and this and this. They know your capabilities. Technically, what Nota is basically saying is that sometimes your enemy knows you better than yourself because they spend time studying you.
They study you. So I know he's going to buy this car. He's going to have this much squeleti. And then sizomhlula la. And then magahluleka uzongicela usizo. Magacela usizo ngizothi ngimgoce futhi. Ngiyabona ngimfase ngamanye amabhandi yabona manje. And then as long as acela usizo ngimfasa ngamabhandi ngimfase.
By the time you realize,
akuphunyukeki.
I say, it takes me to this question. It takes me to this question.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the ownership of royalties. I've heard people talking about buying back everything, but in
you
this
can't
case,
buy back on a squelette.
Yeah, okay, it's fine, but I just want to understand the ownership of everything, royalties. How does it work?
Well, it depends. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if you're a writer, you own the rights to what you write and you compose. So the people that write and compose and arrange, those are the people that are entitled to the rights for whatever work it is that they do. If you're a performer, you're entitled to rights, you know what I mean, for mechanical reproduction of your performance. You know, so the use of your voice, the use of your playing on an instrument in those performances, those, you know, earn for you. You know, if you're a record label and you press records, you know, the records that you press, you know, they're supposed to earn royalties for you because you sell the records that you press and then you use the proceeds from those sales to pay back the costs of production and hopefully make a profit.
Answered. The next question is already answered. Now that I'm thinking, who's a record label and the management, it was answered when you were talking about the vertical. It was answered right there. So I'm answered. All of my questions are answered.
Okay.
So
that's why they call me Nhlamulo. Or Mpendulo. Or Karabo. Or whatever other translation you have for Nhlamulo.
Okay. Thank you for this music lesson and the business aspect of music. I always wanted to get this from you, understanding the business of music, something that I don't think we spend much of our time understanding, but it is very important because music outlive everybody. Okay, depending on the quality of music.
We need
generally,
policemen to start making music.
How?
Yeah, instead of the criminals making the music. Because the songs that we hear are of the criminals trying to run away from the police. We need to hear songs of the police that catch the criminals, so that the kids can think about how to catch criminals, so they can stop thinking about how to be criminals. And if they do happen to think about how to be criminals, they can at least now know how to avoid the cops because they know all their strategies. You understand? We'll have more successful criminals and more successful police, less crime all around. It's mutually assured destruction. The police know that the criminals are good, and the criminals know that the police are better. So they just, it's a draw. Let's not even play.
Okay, let's not go there.
It's like the PSL.
Okay.
You know that Sundowns is going to win.
But we are catching up, don't worry. Sundowns they know we are catching up, but stop it for another day. All right. But again, Nota, I think I wanted to, Nota, I think I do wanted to understand the music thing. I will still call you because I'm going to sit down, read the comments, formulate another thing that I want.
What do you think about the last episode that we did?
Very educational. One of the things that it made me realize something that I never thought I would.
Have you seen since that episode? Have you seen since that episode how so many more Maskandi artists have got more comments about them on their TikToks?
No, I haven't.
After that episode,
yes,
we mentioned some Maskandi artists.
Yes.
The fans of the ones that we didn't mention were angry. They started mentioning theirs. They started now telling the fans of the ones that we did mention that theirs is better than... It started wars. On TikTok right now, there's at least 20 trending Maskandi artists right now. On TikTok right now.
Serious?
At least 20 right now. You know what I mean? And there's no limit.
I had somebody telling me that, you know what, I saw the interview Nota on TikTok. I was like, I didn't see anything. Not like, no, I saw everything there. That's why I went to watch the episode.
A lot of people, they're like, hey, what's in Maskandi? I know music. Guys, I'm a 13 summer winning Mbeta when it comes to this stuff. You understand? Like, there's no one that knows music like me. I know it. I'm young, yes, but I know it. I was taught very young. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So please, please. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Mina, I was instructing Abo Makoy Mkhubato how to play as a kid. When I was 5 years old. when I was 5 years old, you must ask Makoy Mkhubata right now. When he was rehearsing, I'd be like, no. You're not blowing properly. You understand what I'm saying? When I was a kid, you understand? So, Mami Von Chaka Chaka's keyboard player.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Was like my dad's assistant for a long time and my babysitter, Putir Rasta. He used to play for Mami Von in his band. He used to look after me when I was 4 or 5. You know what I mean? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, since 93. You know what I mean? So, like, I know music, right? I know music. But also at the same time, you guys know the music you love. So if you don't agree with me, make a video on your TikTok. Stop this thing of commenting all the time. Make a video where let us comment on you 6 weeks an hour. You understand? It make you feel what it feels like when we give our opinions and you come and attack us. Now we want to comment on your opinion. Please give us your opinion. Make a video on TikTok and stop being in the comments because they're cowards, these people. You'll never see them making a video and telling us what they think. But anything they want to comment. So please, guys, make your own videos. Talk about whatever you want to talk. Talk about your favorite Maskandi artists, whatever. This one is the favorite, whatever. As long as you keep talking about it, you're bringing more of an audience. You're bringing more attention to it. You know, and you're growing the space. But Oksalayo, December is coming up, and Lekompo is taking the year. I know Maskandi has had the best year they've ever had, the best streaming year for Maskandi. You know. In fact, the best year for KZN content. If you just look at KZN content on YouTube,
Yes.
Everything, all the those things with the security guards where there's cheating scandals, where this one is whatever, those videos where they're sitting down and then the security guy that no, don't fight, oh no, this one begase jail, and then while he was in jail, his friend ended up with his girl,
yes, content.
All that nonsense that's there. People are no longer watching adverts as a clientele life and all that. They're watching this stuff on YouTube.
They are watching Abu Udla Minister.
That's my favorite. But now they've changed it. They've got this other one where they keep switching it up. I don't know. I like the second season.
Choice associated in choice what? Yeah,
I
not
forgot.
That one.
No, the second season, not this current one. This current one where they're staying in that apartment. And they've changed names.
Because of the inheritance of the house, they didn't know that house.
Now the one is the brother.
The lawyer calls them together.
Yes.
And they were fighting.
But the one was already staying in that house or whatever.
The doctor.
He came in before. No, the one who's
the nigga. Oh no. Okay, my hair on the other, look on the other.
Yeah,
episodes.
exactly. Yeah,
but then that thing is called what I forgot. But I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But when you look at the quality of that content and
it's getting better and better. It's getting better and better.
Yeah.
It's getting better and better. I'm sad. Other than Limpopo, Limpopo isele. Ngoba Limpopo in Nigeria yethu. In Nigeria, it's where you are supposed to see the funny things happening. So you're not seeing the content from Limpopo. I don't know why in Limpopo they're not making content. But KwaZulu, they are making their own content. You know what I mean? They've been motivated by Zanti Magic. They saw that there's no way. These people are making so much money off of Zulu culture. They are taking our culture, they're taking everything, and then they're making DSTV rich, and then they send it and they sell it to the French. Can you believe Napoleon, the heir to Napoleon's son was killed by the Zulus here. The French Empire died, killed by the Zulus. The greatest empire ever in Europe before the British. Right? Before the British, there was the French that ran everything. Napoleon Bonaparte. He used to defeat the British, defeat everyone, defeat the Germans, fight with the Russians. Napoleon Bonaparte, his heir died in KwaZulu-Natal. That's where the French Empire's blood was spilled and it died there. And they stopped having a king after that. You know what I mean? An emperor like that. You know what I mean? That's the end of the French Empire. It was killed by the Zulus. Now, Shaka Ilembe is owned by France.
Oh, damn. Oh, that might be a strategic move, Mos.
It's not a strategic move. It's a sellout move. It's a sellout move.
Oh, well, I'm going to... We'll
you understand what I'm saying?
We'll continue on this one. Continue on this one. I want to cut Nota here intentionally. If you want a continuation of this, you'll get it on the next one. But generally, what we learn from this episode is about a few things, right? Preparation, understanding music, but what makes you a successful musician or in business general, you need to understand your stuff. You need to prepare. Also, what I learned from the previous episode, there's one lesson I learned where you were speaking about the fact that you were saying in music, you create value, you trend. We shouldn't think that you've got money just because you are topping charts, but you have created value. Now it's time for you to make money. I actually realized that in life works exactly the same way. I first need to create value, then sell the value to make money. That was the biggest lesson for me. Right there, I want to end this episode here.